Now, this is one of the first Nofap videos that I have made in months or maybe even years, but rest assured, I believe that today this will be well worth your time, because what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to show you exactly to a T how Nofap makes you more masculine, more attractive. It makes you a better man. It makes you a more grounded man, and it will help you find your purpose and be the man that you are truly called to be. So rest assured, if you stick with me until the end of this presentation, your life will be far better than 99% of men right now who are lonely. Okay, they're single, they have a terrible sex life, they have a terrible dating life, right? They're not able to generate the type of money and the type of, wealth for themselves in the long run, and they have no focus. Okay, this is going to solve all of these. So today I'm going to go as deep as I possibly can to show you how Nofap has not only impacted my life, but how it can impact yours to the same level. Now, to show you on an even deeper level how Nofap truly makes you the man that I know you want to become, today's MBT Celeb Spotlight, I'm going to put up Matt. Take a look at what this guy said. He goes, "Casey, with no hesitation at all, I sat my ass down next to two girls. I struck up a conversation. I didn't have to put any effort in, and the words just flowed like water. This is a game changer." See, when men truly adapt the MBT principles, okay, masculine behavioral techniques, what they're able to do is actually have success and flourish in their dating life. So what I want you to do after this whole video is over, and I show you all of these amazing Nofap principles that I want you to copy paste into your own life. After that, I want you to go down below. I want you to check out the full-length MBT webinar that I put together for you. It's in the description, and I know that it is going to totally change your life. Now, there's a prerequisite to this, okay? Nofap will not impact you at all unless you understand this one key principle. Your Nofap journey, okay, or removing self-pleasure, word for word, this is what I want you to understand. It won't last unless you believe it is truly sinful to waste your soul energy, okay? To use your sexual energy on your own self-pleasure instead of using your sexual energy with a real woman. Until you fundamentally believe on a deep core masculine level that it is not healthy, right? It is damaging to your soul energy and to your masculinity. Until you embody that principle, you will never truly be able to live it out. You'll still constantly be looking for the next hit of dopamine. You're going to be looking for the next time that you can go off in your bedroom and do whatever you want to do to yourself. It's not good. When you start to focus on real women and quality women that you can actually build great relationships with, you're going to see how this one principle will totally change your life. Now, first and foremost, the very first way that Nofap makes you more masculine, more confident, and more attractive is it helps you focus longer on tasks because your dopamine is not drained. Okay, here's what I want you to understand. A man is not a man unless he makes himself a man. Like, you can be the tallest, most ripped, best looking dude in the world until you put in the work to make yourself a man, which is going to take vision, which is going to take focus, right? Which is going to take dedication, which is going to include you carving out a real, career and purpose and vision for your own life's future. It is impossible to do that without one key element. And the key element is called delayed gratification. Now, the reason why jerking off completely ruins your dopamine and it makes you a weaker, more lazier, sloth-like individual is because if you are not able to delay your gratification to the future, it is going to be virtually impossible to get ahead in any area. So I'm going to explain why, and I'm going to explain how. I'm going to use a couple situations. The first situation is we're going to look at what it's like doing self-pleasure or jerking off all by yourself, which you should feel shame for, which you should look at as sinful. I think we need to bring shame back. I think we need to hold men to a higher standard. I think we need to actually look at men and tell them, hey, you are not doing good, without them getting offended. I think that they need to be harder and more callous so that way they can take criticism and use it to their advantage instead of whining and complaining. Okay, this is just key to understand, but nevertheless, if you want something in life, it takes delayed gratification. And what I mean by that is, let's say that this is 1,000 years ago, right? Prehistoric times. You don't have internet. You don't have some Only Models app to go look at, right? You don't have any of these dirty websites to go and look at. Do you understand that, like, what you had to do if you wanted to actually have a sexual release with a woman is you're going to have to find a woman. You're going to have to talk to her the right way. You're going to have to show that you have value. You're going to have to show that if sex were to occur, you can provide for her and protect her. You're going to have to show her that, hey, I am probably a good, suitable option for potential offspring. Like, there's so much that goes into it. And then on top of that, once she finds you attractive, you're going to have to build comfort in the right areas so that way you can actually develop a real relationship and chemistry with her. What I'm trying to tell you is that takes work. Since that takes work and that takes effort, and in some degree that takes a skill set of how good of a man you actually are, you're bypassing and you're shortcutting all of that, and you're going right to the easy push button, pleasure button, where you get to hit that and instantly get your release of dopamine without doing any of the work, without building yourself, without building your masculinity. It makes you a weaker individual. It makes you a sloth-like man. It makes you lazy. So when you actually retain your seed, retain your energy, retain your soul energy, right, and you stop using it on these electronics and these weird things that have been created in the world, and you actually look for real women, do you understand that now you're going to start to see vision in other areas in your life? You're going to say, hey, the business that I've been telling myself I want to build, or the business I've been telling myself that I want to work on for the past 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, that I still have not got off my ass and built, now I'm starting to understand that things in life take time. And that when you can delay your gratification and you achieve real life happiness, that is so much more fulfilling than easy push button, quick dopamine hit type happiness, where now you've robbed yourself of all of the masculine traits that it would have taken to get there, therefore making you sad at the end of your accomplishment, and therefore making you feel like you have not done anything, because the truth is that you haven't. So if you understand this one key concept, you're going to be able to focus longer and have a far better life than all of the other men. That's just point number one. The second way that Nofap makes you more masculine, more attractive, and more confident to women is you stop over-sexualizing women. You see, here's what happens. Right now, majority of men, when they try to talk to girls or they just are around women in general, they don't know how to give off the right vibe. They can't communicate. They're looked at as creepy. Right? They are either in the friend zone because they're too passive, or what happens is they're looked at as a straight up creep who can't even talk, because what their mind is constantly focusing on is how fast that they can get that girl in the sheets, or how fast that they can have some sort of sexual thrill with that girl. And it's because this is what they've seen on these dirty websites. What they've taken love between a man and a woman, okay? Real love. When you have a guy and a girl, whether they're hot for each other, they're attracted to each other, but there's real passion and chemistry there, in some way, shape, or form, there's elements of love or good, genuine, wholesome desire between the man and a woman. At least that's how it should be. It should be that woman genuinely wants that man, and that man genuinely wants that woman. Not just to use each other, but they genuinely want each other. What has happened through dirty websites and through all this bullshit is they have taken that and they have inverted it and they've twisted it to make it something that is quick push button, and they've ruined it between men and women. So now you have tons of guys who are creepy around women. You have tons of guys who don't know how to just have basic conversation. You now have guys who look at women and instantly they're trying to figure out ways to communicate in a way that's going to lead to the bedroom instead of making interactions feel natural and authentic. So this is not good. So what happens when you retain your energy, right, and you practice Nofap is you stop over-sexualizing women. And most men are weird or creepy to women because they can't talk and they can't be their authentic self. And it's because they're focusing time on the wrong things. Their life has become a snowball or a spiral of bad things. So what's happened in my life is I've adapted this principle is it's like, wow, over the years I've cut those websites out of my life just like every other man has. All of a sudden I have wanted to only connect on that level with a real woman. Well, all of a sudden I have quit, partying completely, or I've quit drinking completely, or I have no need to actually go out and do all of these modern things of the world that everybody tells me should equal fun and partying. And you start to find real life fulfillment in actually being you. So this is so crucially important. Okay, that is the second way, or that is the second reason, is you stop over-sexualizing women. Third way that Nofap makes you more attractive is it heals your soul energy. It heals your soul, or it at least starts the process. And I'm going to explain how. And don't click out of this video and think this is woo-woo or this is some pseudoscience BS. Okay, I'm going to genuinely explain on the deepest level how this is going to help you, because women deep down are desiring to be spiritually led, and I'm going to show you why and how I know this. Okay, what I have word for word, the third point is it heals your soul, it heals your masculinity, and it helps you find quality women because you are what you attract. Say that with me. You are what you attract. If you become a genuinely masculine man, you will attract the highest quality, most beautiful, most feminine, most caring women. But it's because you are what you attract. Okay? What's going to happen is if you indulge in self-pleasure, you're going to be awkward and you're going to be lonely and you're going to attract no one. What's going to happen if you start to adapt the party lifestyle and the hookup culture is you're going to get hookup style type girls. What's going to happen is if you adapt the ideas and the principles of being a genuinely masculine man, you're going to find that naturally you're going to start to attract quality feminine women. It's like you are what you attract. But how this really heals your soul energy is you start to be able to spiritually lead yourself. Okay, a big element of a man in life finding purpose, or a big element of a man finding like what he wants to do and what he wants to build, right? And I'm not just talking about a career. I'm talking about a career or a vision to the point where you're so invested in it, you never even work a day in your life because that's how much you feel like you're within God's calling. Okay, I truly with this channel have felt like I've never worked a day in my life. And it's because I'm truly walking in alignment with what I feel like I was called to do. Now, this is so important to heal your soul energy and your true authentic masculinity because you have to understand this one key concept, okay? Women on a deep down level, one of the things not talked about with pickup artists, one of the things not talked about with the dating coaches, one of the things not talked about with the red pill space is people fail to neglect the element and the aspect that women are dying to be spiritually led by a man. When I say spiritually led, since women are so deprived, okay, of having a man spiritually lead them through life, okay, and actually help them find their real femininity and walk one together, okay, them coming together and walking one within their relationship or their element together. Since they are so deprived of that, you will see women fill this void with things like motivational quotes. You will see women fill this void with things like astrology and convincing themselves that they are some sort of mystical star alignment. That's why their personality traits are a certain way. You are also going to see women fill this void with things like palm reading or specific, quotes that they heard on Pinterest or things like that. Like women's soul deep down desires to be led by a masculine man. And if you fail to recognize that, that is one of the elements of why a lot of relationships fail. Beyond the materialistic things, when it comes to things like money or status or finances or provisioning or having the woman being taken care of in the physical world, what men oftentimes neglect is that woman's spiritual world and who that woman is on the inside, okay? And her connection and your connection together. And that can only be done when you're able to actually spiritually lead a woman. But here's the fact. A man can never do this unless he heals himself. And it starts by healing your soul. And it starts by actually looking at sex as something that you would rather experience with a woman in a deep, like, do you understand like it would make the sex far better if it's with a real person and somebody that you like? It's with a woman that you love. Do you understand how much more better that is? Like how much better that will make your life? This is so key. So that is the third point, is it heals your soul. You have to have your soul fully healed and be a congruent masculine man before you can ever lead a woman spiritually or have a nourished relationship where there's unity between men and women. That's just a given. Point number 4, okay? You stop giving attention to low quality women. You will find when you retain your seed, okay, when you retain your energy as a man, what you will start to find truly is that you want to give attention only to women who you find as quality. Since you are now leveling up your ability to be a masculine man, you will naturally gravitate towards women who are more feminine and who are more pure. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the fastest way to better relationships and better interactions with women is to become the byproduct of what the opposite end of a successful relationship would look like. And that means since you are half of that mix, you need to make sure that you are actually making yourself who you want to be. So the fourth point with Nofap is you stop giving your attention to low quality women. You will get to a point with this where even if you look at a woman and she's, let's say, drop dead gorgeous, but she has so many of these characteristics that are low value, or she is very much, into partying, into drugs, into drinking, right? She isn't like spiritually or soulfully sound. You will literally not even want, you won't even want to give her any attention from the get-go, let alone the women who are doing these dirty things on the camera and on the websites that you're probably watching. So what this has done is this has made it far harder for men to connect. And the fifth and final point, okay, is your sex life drastically improves. The amount of men who have bedroom issues, the amount of men who have performance issues with women, the amount of men who are scared to be with a woman, and when it does come time to actually be with her, they can't perform or they're in their head and it puts the girl in their head. It totally kills the chemistry. The number one greatest ability that you can have when it comes to, whether it's with a loving girlfriend that you have or whether it's with your wife one day or whatever the case may be, is when that time comes where you guys are intimate together to share that genuine experience. And the only way that you can do that is if your psychology of who you are as a man is pure. And if you can actually be a man in those situations, instead of have all of these twisted, inverted things that you've seen and that you've done, not only behind the computer screen, but on your cell phone, and you've consistently self-pleasured, these are the ways. Like, I know because I've practiced this for so many months and even years. Like, I truly understand that this has worked inside of myself at a deep level, and I know truly that these benefits are actually real. So despite how woo-woo any of this sounds, you have to look at this at a deep level. Like, you are a man who is masculine with vision, and because of that, you need to nourish your soul and act accordingly. This is the other side to masculinity as a whole that's not very much talked about. So if you like this video, I want you to hit the like button. Check out that webinar that I have below. It's a full behind the scenes like 2-hour presentation that I put together for you. It's incredible. It's going to totally change your life. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.